Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key of enhancing our performances and for growth as professionals. With this principle in mind, TechGig has initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give a crisp insight of various domains. Today's webinar is the third in the webinar series on mobile application development, giving insights into getting started with BlackBerry app development. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Pradeep Kumar Singh, Vice President Enterprise Mobility at Spice Labs. Pradeep graduated from IIT Delhi with a specialization in computers. He has more than 15 years of IT experience in domains like mobile apps, e-commerce, data analytics, content delivery networks, content management, and computer telephony. Prior to this, Spice, Pradeep was responsible for online shopping and payment systems of indiatimes.com. Gentlemen, this presentation will continue for the next 50 minutes and we'll take your questions after the session. In the meanwhile, you can post your queries on techgeek.com or through the chat pane available in the webinar software. Without further ado, I introduce you to our guest speaker, Mr. Pradeep.
Hi guys, this is Pradeep from Spice Labs. I take care of the enterprise mobility operations in Spice Labs. We create enterprise solutions. Enterprise solution of BlackBerry, Nokia devices, and different. It can be iPhone, it can be Android. We support all. The purpose of this webinar is how to set up the BlackBerry app development. How if fresher from any college who wants to learn BlackBerry development, how they can start developing application on BlackBerry platform. Learnings from this webinar are how person able to set up development environment on Windows, the person able to write a hello world application, and he can execute on BlackBerry simulator. And then I will also walk through BlackBerry SDK, and I'll also cover some push notification on BlackBerry, how it works and how one can set up in their application. To start with, I will just tell about what we do in Spice Labs. We started in 2006 and we started developing mobile applications, and we had very tough time in writing applications due to mobile fragmentation, different OSs, different vendors, and there also inconsistency in the J2ME implementation. So at that time, we developed cross-platform application development library. We used to call it Myth though, but no longer we are promoting for various developers. And application written using our SDK able to run on most of the Java-enabled devices, BlackBerry device, Windows device. And now, in last 2 years, our focus on end games and applications, and our applications are available on BlackBerry App Store and Nokia App Store, and some of the applications have touched 20 million downloads. About myself, I have been in IT industry for last 15 years. I'm capable of writing applications, anything on whether it's C, C++, Java, J2ME, J2E, BlackBerry Java, Android Java, VB, C#, Mac, anything. I worked on everything. I presently take care of engineering operations in Spice Labs. Worked with India Times. I worked with India Times managing e-commerce payments. I have worked with MarketRx. There I worked with C++, VB, ASP. I also worked on Mindfire Solutions and Apple used to be take care of the Macintosh development. I worked on high-end dynamic content caching engines in PVR, and then previously I worked with Primus and HCL as well. Now, let's start with how to set up the environment for BlackBerry application development. Initially, for BlackBerry application development, Java knowledge is prerequisite. A developer must know Java, and machine needed Windows machine. I'll recommend Windows machine, as other options are not as good like Mac or Linux, but Windows machine is good. 2 GB RAM, 50 GB hard disk space minimum needed. You need to have Oracle JDK 1.6. You can download from Oracle website. I'll show you the link. Then you can install Eclipse IDE, which you may not need it though, but Eclipse IDE is good. Then there's a BlackBerry software called Java Developers Environment, JDE. That's the original research in motion development environment to create mobile applications for BlackBerry. And since there's a lot of issue with the JDE as well, they start supporting Eclipse with their plugin. So there's a 400 MB download on their website, which has BlackBerry JD functions, simulators, and Eclipse all pre-bundled. And there is, if you want to publish your, not publish, if you want to install your application on your BlackBerry devices, then you need to sign this application. Signing there are lots of signing API. I mean, some of the functions in the SDK, it needs signing. Like if you want to make a phone call integration, or you want to access HTTPS or HTTP sign, there are a lot of SDKs. For them, signing key is required. And initially it used to be $100. Last time I bought for $20, and I don't know what's the price right now, but I think it is $20. You can, very first step in BlackBerry app development setup, install JDK. You need Java development kit, not Java runtime environment. So make sure you install JDK. It's good to have the default settings where it installed defaultly. Otherwise, sometimes it can give problem. I will cover that part as well. So this is the link, www.oracle.com technetwork/java/java.se/downloads/index.html. Then you need to download the BlackBerry tools, and the link is devtools.jsp. There are two types of tools. One is Eclipse plugin, and one is the BlackBerry JDE. So you can see there's a Java plugin link. Download the BlackBerry Java plugin for Eclipse v1.3. So that's the latest one. Then there's a BlackBerry JDE. For BlackBerry JDE, there is a separate JDE for different OS. You have JDE for 4.2, 4.3, 4.5, 4.7, 5.0, 6.0, and 7.0. So for all OSs, there is a separate JDE. So if you want to develop application for OS 6 BlackBerry device, then you need a BlackBerry JDE 6.0. And if you download the BlackBerry JDE, it also downloads simulators as well. That's the snapshot from the BlackBerry website. This is the plugin for Eclipse. It's a plugin already bundled with Eclipse. And this is a BlackBerry JDE. You see there is like version 7, 6, 5, 4.7, 4.6, 4.60, 4.5, 4.3. There are many. So all the application development happens on the JDE environment. For last 2 years, it's been Eclipse plugin people preferred. I mentioned about the code signing keys for running application on BlackBerry device. The signing key is required. So there's a link here. There's a link us.blackberry.com/developers/java appdev/code keys. You can type on Google BlackBerry code signing keys. It will bring you this page, and then you submit the form with credit card details, and they will send you in email all the keys required. Now, once you install all these softwares, BlackBerry JDE and BlackBerry Eclipse, then sometimes there's some problem while launching Eclipse. What happens? Sometimes it's you install JRE, not JDK, and the JDK paths is not Eclipse may not be able to locate the Java VM. So in the Eclipse INI file, you just add these 2 lines on top of it, then it should work. Now, how? So there is 2 ways you can write hello world application. There are 2 ways we can write hello world application. One is using BlackBerry JDE, and then the second environment is BlackBerry Eclipse with its plugin. In the BlackBerry JDE, you have to write everything your own. But in BlackBerry Eclipse IDE, you can it generates the first 2-3 files in itself. So it gives you hello world application straight away. Before showing you the hello world, how it goes, there's a application architecture. If you have developed on something on C or Windows anywhere from scratch, there's a main method, and from there you can launch the starting mobile any application, and there's an application class, and there's some UI. So you need one class having a static main method, and then you need a class extending UI application. UI application is a class provided by the BlackBerry SDK. This contains the event dispatcher method, which is an event loop to run the application. And then you need to have one class called, I say, screen class. It extends main screen, and this needed for the UI based applications. And in this application architecture, UI application actually implements a screen stack, and all the screens are one above another. Like you push screen, and if you add, you can add one more screen above it, and there's a back button on the BlackBerry device. When you click on it, it automatically pops the top screen and show you the previous another screen on the stack. So screen stack is not to be implemented by anyone. It's implemented by the UI application class itself. Now let's see the hello world. First, I will cover how to write hello world using BlackBerry JDE. So you can see my BlackBerry JDE screen. So in my screen, it is I have installed Research in Motion BlackBerry JDE 5.0 JDE. Once I installed JDE 5.0, this is the link I run. I clicked, and it launches. I already created this this project with me. So this is hello world application, the which I mentioned. This is my class name, and I'm extending UI application, and this is the package name where you can find, and this is a constructor. This is a constructor. What I'm doing, I'm creating a one screen here, and pushes on the stack by calling method push screen. And this is my entry method main, and it's simple. It creates a object of UI application, a hello world application, and then I runs the this event dispatcher. This is the event loop. It runs through. It launches my application. And in the hello world screen, what I done? I am extending the main screen class, and this is the main screen. So, and this is a simple constructor here. In the constructor, what I'm doing, I'm setting the title, right, and using a labels field and writing this text hello world, and this hello world I'm adding in this screen, and then I can run this application. So if you want to run this application, you go here. I just do one thing, clean all, build all. There should be output window here. So it is compiling and building. It generates code files. It says build complete. Then I go to here debug, and then click on go. This is the one of the worst part in BlackBerry development, that simulator launch takes a lot of time, and to see your application working, it takes a while. Now it will load. It opened my simulator in this, so it is loading. I'm waiting. Sorry guys. BlackBerry development is very patient, need patience. Some people are asking why it is taking so much time. it's much slower than Android emulators. So this simulator is launched here. Now I go, where will be my application? It will be in the, if you click on this BlackBerry key, then it will be available in the downloads, and this is my hello world. When I click on it, it shows that hello world screen and hello world. So that's the title, and this is the label which I added in the screen. If you click on these menus, it automatically gives me the close. You can override all these behaviors if you want. It is all possible. So that's the very pain in developing BlackBerry application. But there are other ways of developing application. Like if you want to run on simulator, you can run the simulator separately, independent of from the JDE. Once the output is generated, once the code file is generated, then you can load the code file from this menu directly, load Java program. So you can do it quickly. Like you have simulator available all the time with you, and then you can keep on loading your Java program again and again. Then you don't have to worry about. So you can always see the application running on the simulator. But if you launch from this JD, it takes a while. But I think in the like OS 6 and higher versions, if you have a good machine, it launches pretty well, much quickly. So I'll just close this, and let's get back to our okay. I'm back with my PPT. So what I just shown you the how to use the BlackBerry JDE and this Hello World application JDE. There is another Eclipse available, Eclipse plugin. Well, it's taking a while. Just give me 1 minute. So basically, I'm just trying to recap what we did in JDE. We created one application class. We created one application class, Hello World application, which extends UI application. We created one screen variable here. There's a constructor, and there's an entry point. This is the same thing which written there. And there's a screen class, Hello World screen. There's a title, Hello World screen. There's a label field, Hello World. Now, let's go to the Eclipse plugin. So I have Eclipse plugin with me. In this, it generates basic structure for you. And you can see it's for all the people who are developing applications using Eclipse. They feel much more comfortable on this environment. It's a preferred choice for Java development, Eclipse IDE. I think that's the way to go though. And here there's a my app similar to same thing which I written there. That was that I wrote myself, and here it is generated automatically. How it does? I go here. There's a main here. There's a my app here. The same push screen, my screen. If you go here, there's a constructor set title. Here it is not adding the label field. You can add that as well. So how it works? I go here, new BlackBerry project. So I just go here, write new hello world, create next. It gives you source folders, resource folders, and then I put finish. It is generating the my app Java, my screen .java, these type of files. You write here hello world. Tag it demo, my demo hello world, right? Then you just save. If you look at it, it generates my app, my screen. Again, just close these windows, and I'm closing this close project. I have this new hello, which I just my Eclipse developed it. It's the same thing. Like if you see, there's a my app which is extending the UI application. There's a constructor of my app which is creating one my screen, and then it is pushing in on the screen stack. And there's what it does, in this main method I'm creating an object of my app, and then so in JDE all this developer has to do by himself, everything by himself, write everything. But in Eclipse plugin it generates some code for you. Like this is main screen, and to run this application I'll go here and run BlackBerry simulator. Again, it will take a while. Just wait, watch. I'm waiting, just waiting. Need patience. See, I started developing BlackBerry applications since 2005, and to learn and develop application of BlackBerry that time was totally new. It was good. BlackBerry was good device. at that time. But nowadays there's iPhone and Android, but still there's a very high BlackBerry penetration. And enterprises, it's a good, it's an awesome device with the like push notification frameworks, and nowadays it supports the developers pretty well. They have reduced the price of signing keys. All right, same, it's loaded. I'll go here. Now I have to find where is my hello world. And there's my hello world. Hello. See, this is the screen. I did not add any label field here. It was the title and it is showing my title here. Same menu, close, button, it's close. So here we covered how you can do both type of development using BlackBerry JDE and Eclipse plugin. Now let's go to our PPT. All right. So what are the advantages using BlackBerry JDE? BlackBerry JDE was the first development environment, connects with signing tool, device using USB cable, and it able to handle dependent projects, module handling. It's good. Only the problem which I see, it's not a like universal IDE. It's very dedicated, specific to JDE, BlackBerry JDE. And the disadvantage is code management is not that good the way we can manage in the Eclipse. If you want to use Eclipse plugin, advantages are code management is better. It follows standard Eclipse folder structures. There is SRC, resource, bin, standard. And if you are using Eclipse, you can integrate with build scripts, build and tools. You can write your build.xml and generate basic codes. Yeah, you can generate specific builds for OS 6.0, 7.0, 5.0, depending on your build configuration using scripts. That's the advantage of Eclipse plugin. And it also generates basic code structure for freshers, for who really wants to do it quickly. It generates a lot of stubs for initial Hello World application. That gives a quick start, jump start, I will say. Only sometimes problem is if there are problems with the dependent projects at present in these plugins and modules. So if you have a one project and all the source in it, then there is no issue. You can do whatever you want, but you can manage through build.xml. You can do selective exclude, selective includes, what type of source you want. Now let's go to the BlackBerry SDK. I'll try to walk through this SDK, so at least you familiarize with the words. If you want to develop something, what type of words you have to search for, what type of classes you have to search for in the documentation. When you install the JDE, it is inside docs, APIs, index.html. BlackBerry supports all J2ME SDK and it has its own BlackBerry Java APIs. Like in BlackBerry SDK, the most important is obviously graphics part. Mostly enterprise application, any application you want to create, like it may be forms or labels, text. So there's a graphics library. Graphics library is actually started by like top level is the main screen. That's a class name main screen, and where you can add lots of widgets like labels, text fields, lists, radio button, checkbox, different types of you can add in it. And there's a layout manager similar to the swing. There's flow field manager. You can keep on adding things. It will start displaying those in the screen on the basis of how you enter it. There's a horizontal field manager, vertical field manager, there's a grid field manager, and you can design your screens on the basis of various field managers. And in a field manager, you can there are map fields, there are bitmap fields for images, there's a button fields, checkbox, choices. Choices are like radio buttons, checkboxes. Date field, there's a gauge. Gauge is for like what do you say, like when something is loading, you want to show like how much percentage is complete. Then we have label field, then there are list fields. Like 5 years ago when I started developing, we were not having drop down box, so I created my own drop down box. You can create your own custom fields using these APIs. You can extend any class, you can override paint method, you can do everything. There's a menu class, you can have menu items. And then there are a lot of things on the when you write an application, any mobile application when you write, it has to integrate with the device capabilities. Like it has to integrate. Application should be integrated with the address book. You can integrate with the calculator, calendar, camera, maps, memo. So there's a function called invoke. Invoke is the class. Sorry. You look at the class, and using passing various parameters, you can invoke the BlackBerry native applications. Then another thing is, if when you write an application, you can integrate with a lot of system integrations. Such as you can integrate with the accelerometer. You can have audio files. There's a global, if you want to do application integration, you have a global event listener. Then you can integrate with the keypad using key listener. There's a keypad listener. There are radio listener. There track wheel listener. There's a navigation wheel listener. There are a lot of these system integration. Those are listener. If you know standard engineering models, there's a subscriber publisher. Like you have to set your listener. You extend that listener. You can override that functionality. What you want to do for some specific events. Like you can have a call logs listener. You can listen what type of call is coming. If you want to disconnect, you can also disconnect automatically. You can also answer it automatically by using these event mechanisms. But one more thing, before I start this application platform services, I'll walk through the SDK in the browser. All right. So this is the location. I've opened this, and these are all the packages. If you look at these packages like JavaX, Micro Edition, these are like standard J2ME packages. Come on. My machine looks like slow. All right. If you see here, these NetRM device, the container component, these are graphics libraries. and it supports all these standard W3C, DOM, XML APIs. These are all the packages here. Like if you go through here, these are standard J2ME. It supports all the J2ME stack. And here like standard Java Java language features. And a lot of people write the strings as a text in the application itself, which is not a good practice. Like you need to have your text resources separately. So if you want to have text resources separately, there is a class called resource bundle. So this is a class resource bundle. Like it's a good practice to use text strings separately. So if you use resource bundle class, it takes a local. If you want to build an application like which has like French language, Spanish, English, or different language, then all the text strings supposed to be loaded using resource bundle. Depending on the locale you load, all those text strings will be loaded, and your application would be multilingual supported. Now I'm running out of time, so I'll go to this push related stuff. So nowadays, research in motion, BlackBerry says now all the services as platform services. Like they call special link is us.blackberry.com/developer/platform. So it's called BlackBerry Application Platform Services. It contains push services, location services, map services, advertising services, payment services. If you see the last four, these been added in last 2-3 years after App Store, all these features. And but I will cover the push service, how it works, what needs to be done around it, high level, something to be left for the advanced level. So in BlackBerry push service, you can get more details in this URL us.blackberry.com/developer/platform/push-api.jsp. There are three components here in this platform services. These are devices where the push received on the device, like email notification, email push, and this is a BlackBerry push data server. It can be it is BS MDS, or it can be a operator hosted or provided by the research in motion. That's this, and this is application content provider like myself. Like if I am having application, I want to push something, so my server side application would be running deployed here, which wants to send a push onto this device. What it does, it take a device pin here and call one API here on this using it's a web interface, web XML. Sorry, not web XML. It's a XML in HTTP, using HTTP post method. So request comes here, then it's given notification here. Then this box, the push data server, communicates with these devices, and once the push notified here, then also acknowledges here using callback. Right? So steps are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these steps are like how you break. Content provider sends a push request. BlackBerry infrastructure returns a response. BlackBerry infrastructure pushes the data to the BlackBerry smartphone. BlackBerry smartphone returns a response to the BlackBerry infrastructure. BlackBerry infrastructure forwards acknowledgement to content provider. Read notification is returned to the BlackBerry infrastructure. So these are the 6 steps which which was drawn by arrow here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similar diagram is available on this website as well. You can look at it. It's a very clear understanding how you can create the push type of solution using BlackBerry framework. Now, what type of examples you can have using a push? Like one is obviously email notification, which you're getting on your devices. One of the implementation we did, like the BlackBerry approvals. Then you can have a breaking news alerts. Then you can have we have games. We send daily packs, daily crosswords using push framework. You can also have a stock alerts application using push framework. And a couple of companies also using alerts on BlackBerry device, and these alerts coming from the manufacturing plants. So anything which needs a good notification on the device when you are on the move, you can use it for the push, and it's a very good, awesome framework, I will say. And that's the only bread and butter for the BlackBerry. And we have been using the push framework in our games and application, and using this you can involve users a lot. If you develop some application, then implement push framework, then only you can create a excitement to users on your application when there's something is coming every time, once in a day or once in a week. You can always uh, bring people to your application in the device, and that's the thing on the BlackBerry frameworks. So if you look at the BlackBerry website, there's a concept of BlackBerry super app. So if you look at this link, this is BlackBerry super app. If you develop an application, which is, when you say super app, what it means, it defines by some attributes. These are BlackBerry super app attributes. Always on experience. Always on experience means you are always connected. Means you can receive notification, everything. You are always connected. Whenever you are moving, you are connected. That's the advantage of mobile technology. Now it is a social and connected. Like BlackBerry also provides Facebook's, Twitter integration APIs. So when you develop an application, you can integrate with the Facebook social networking integration. So you can connect with the Facebook through your application as well. And you can create a contextualized, like location specific. You can get location coordinates, and you can give content specific to the location. Like if I'm in Delhi, I should get Delhi specific content. So you can create an application. You can push content depending on the location, and the obvious part is proactive notification driven. You give a notification, user receives on the BlackBerry device whenever the person is moving out. Then and you can take immediate decision, like in companies, like you want a leave approval, your boss is moving, boss will get approval on the BlackBerry, and he can approve immediately from the mobile device, like sales order approval, purchase approval, and travel approvals. You can implement all those approvals on BlackBerry device. And another thing, integration with the apps, native apps. You can integrate with the calls, you call logs, you can integrate with the camera, you can integrate with the calculator. There are a lot of standard applications on BlackBerry device which any custom application can integrate with using you're using invoke class. And BlackBerry is very efficient. That's what they say. Like their battery lasts very long compared to the Nokia devices, though. I think I am running out of time, and I am done. So this is the last slide, and I'm done. This is thank you. So we can take the questions. Okay, there are many. We can. Hello. One person asked, is signing is required for each and every application which needs to install on phone? Actually, BlackBerry API is divided in 3-4 categories. So there's a different set of SDKs. If you some SDKs, if you are using, may not use that signing. Like you, if you're not using device integration or network call, if you just simple form and do something, then it does not require signing. So you can create a simple application, hello world application you create, you don't need to sign the application. You can just deploy that code file on your device, it will work. And one person is asking, is signing required even for development or just only for publishing? For devices, yes. But if you want to publish on the BlackBerry App Store, you need to create your own App Store account. And someone is asking, NetBeans can be used. If I haven't covered NetBeans here, so it is not Eclipse plugin or BlackBerry JDE. And person is asking what is the work of event dispatcher. So any UI application, whether it's a Windows platform, any Symbian, anywhere, all these UI based application works on some event mechanism. There's an event loop. So there's a system which just keep on listing some events what is happening. So even like got focus, lost focus, key press, these are all the events. So any UI based application, it has an event dispatcher. And here it keep on listening the events. So new my app, and after that it calls the event that event function. So that's the purpose. And if you are creating an application which is not a UI based application or it's just a service based, then I don't think it need that method, event dispatcher method. And it is slower than. One person asked, does the UI look same in all models of BlackBerry? As long as BlackBerry themes is used, yes, but screen settings needs to be handled by the developer. Like if there is screen, if you are using flow layout manager, in the flow manager you just keep on adding fields, it will just keep on adding down, and if it is going out of the thing, it automatically gives you into the next line conceptually, and it is scrollable downwards. Like it supports only vertical scrolling, no horizontal scrolling. So if you want to have a screen specific development, like if you're developing games, then it has to be done very screen specific. But normal form based simple applications you don't have to worry about, but games obviously you have to consider screen development. Can we have this? One person is asking, BB development on ASP.NET? No. You can have a browser specific development. You can write a HTML5 code using ASP.NET. It will available on a BlackBerry browser. So you can create that type of browser based applications. Can these slides be available? Yeah. The video will be available. Yeah, all these video of this session would be available, so you can see, you can go through again if you want to. So someone is asking again, I want to start BlackBerry, how I start? So this is a beginner's exercise. So you just go through this presentation again. There's a Hello World application, how it can be developed using BlackBerry JD and Access plugin. It covers almost everything, how to configure your Windows machine. I think few days back, one person posted a question about the Mac development. So for last many years, I am not able to run anything on Macintosh machine, even on Linux, because USB drivers, if you want to connect to the device to the your computer, those are not available. But you can use Eclipse you can try, but I doubt. They have come up with one beta Eclipse plugin for Mac machine, so I haven't tried it. Some people are asking why it is slow on simulator development. Actually, it launches the simulator, it loads the simulator and gives the exact experience of the device. So like if you have a Java micro edition kit with you, you develop on some Sun WTK, this Oracle Java edition, so you can run the application. But when you run on Nokia device, on different devices, their virtual machines are different. On Sony Ericsson VM is different, Nokia is different. There are a lot of different providers. So it is not consistent. So if you developed on Java ME, I can guarantee 50% whatever you develop, it may not appear to be same on devices. Very rarely it will appear the same. But on BlackBerry, if you whatever you developed on a simulator, 99.99% it will work the same way it is running on the simulator. It guarantees that. And that's why it loads almost everything same, similar, whatever you run the whenever you switch on the BlackBerry device, it takes a while, 5 minutes. So at the same time it takes to launch the simulator as well. But I already mentioned during the presentation, you can always keep simulator running and you can load the Java program again and again, code file again and again. That way you can do much faster. One person is asking, do we require MDS provided by RIM for development? Yes. BlackBerry, whenever you download JDE, it also download MDS as well. And MDS is needing for all the networking related tasks. If you want to connect to web service which is hosted on some server, then all the network calls is routed through MDS. So it is needed for network calls. And even for push testing it is. So one person is asking BlackBerry backward compatible. No, it is not. Lot of places, every SDK, there's a enhancements in the SDK. If you are one application using SDK which is on OS 6.0 but not available on previous version, so it will not work. So and some of the application gets deprecated. So I especially in the initially I mentioned, if you want to develop on 4.5, you get JDE 4.5, you get JDE 5.0 for 5.0, and you have to build your application for that particular JDE installation. So that application has to go through that OS specific compilation. So sometimes if you are using some SDKs, APIs for 6.0, it may not available on 5.0. It is a problem. So you have to compile explicitly older versions. But if you have an application on 5.0, it will run on 6.0. So there is not many issues on that. The 4.7 works on 5.0. 5.0 works. There can be some specific case it may not be working, but I haven't come across any of that. One person is asking, how can we go to BlackBerry market for deploying an application? You need to get App Store account for BlackBerry, then you have to publish. Initially it was $200 account, and and in that you can upload 10 applications in it, and I don't know what the current how much charging they have, and you can so they have run their own QA cycle in it, and if they satisfy that, then that application is available on the BlackBerry App Store. But you can distribute using over the air. If you have that, if you don't want to pass through the BlackBerry App Store, you can create a over-the-air link, and people can download over the air, and you have to publish your own links on your website. Okay, what else? The one person is asking, does being push enabled require an approval from RIM? Actually, if you are using public network, and like if you are having a Facebook application, and Facebook is provided by the BlackBerry, and so any Facebook push, they are coming from the BlackBerry infrastructure itself. So for that, these type of application, permission needs to be taken from RIM. But if there's an enterprise application like approvals, and enterprise having their own MTS and BS, so for them you don't need permission. You can use configuration on your MTS, and you can use all the push framework in that enterprise. But for any public application like games and this, like similar to Facebook and Twitter, RIM permission needs to be taken. Like in our Spice Labs, Hangman, we have that permission. Our Hangman crossword different pushes goes through the RIM network. Yeah, I was here. Uh, Someone is asking UI design tools for BlackBerry. I have came across none. There is no XML based layouts or anything like that, like Android or iPhone. What feature do you see for a developer on BB platform compared to Android or iOS? It's another OS. In India, it's a very popular. If you want to target Indian market, Indian area, Indian geography, BlackBerry penetration is very high. Even even iPhone is not that popular. I think in the next version, the playbooks, BlackBerry may have the edge in India at least because of their infrastructure operator penetration. So for Indian market, yes, it's a good feature, but I cannot comment on US or Europe market. Yeah, one person is asking, if I want to invoke application from an email, is it possible? I think it is yes. There's a content type handler. So if there's a push notification of a from one particular type, you receive on an email, your inbox, then depending on the content type, it invokes that application, then you can launch it. You get Facebook notification in your email inbox, then you click on that notification, the Facebook application gets launched. So that is possible. Even if there's a lot of documents, if you receive document.doc file, it launched documents to go application. So that is very much possible, and you can add your own content type handlers in the BlackBerry. One person is asking, is there a way to combine J2ME BlackBerry application? Yes, you can take complete J2ME code, but you have to build the code from that source code. Or you can have a jar file of your J2ME code, and then you can create a BlackBerry code file. You can download and install. So BlackBerry supports complete J2ME SDK. You have to mention the which midlet to launch when you create the code file. One is asking how to implement push service in my app. Push API documentation is good enough, And I think I will leave those type of thing for advanced session if TechGeek supports that. Are we done? Okay. One person asking, can knowledge of core Java go for BlackBerry app development? Yes, Java is prerequisite. Then rest of the BlackBerry SDK APIs. One person is asking how to connect my website SQL database. You have to create your own server-side component where you write a web service and you call that web service from your application. Oh, one person is asked very good question. Invalid code file 907. Uh, this actually when you download something in the simulator. Actually, there's a lot of MDS dependent problem. A lot of network does not support a COD file of higher size. Initially, there was a COD of 64 KB was allowed. So if you compile the application using RAPC, it automatically breaks the COD file into many parts. So when you have a JAD file for over there transmission, over there installation, so it downloads all the submodule, all the codes. So you should be able to get away with that 907 error. If you're running on the simulator, if you're getting an error in the simulator, then you have to increase the packet size on the MDS configuration. So I can post that somewhere. This you can have search on internet. There's some standard solution available. Good. You have to mention that. Yeah. I think what we can do, we can take down this as a, and we can resubmit it. We'll publish them on internet, on the website. We can take this question as it is. Yeah. As a text file, and then can you take this? Sure, I will take this. You can take this, and we can whatever looks good. We will publish the answers. One person is asking, does BlackBerry use a simulator or emulator? If it is a simulator, are there any issues when running the app? I mentioned that 99.99% cases it will work. These are one of the best simulators. They actually simulate the device. No. One person is asking, does graphic designer also play an important role in mobile application? Yes. If you see the iPhone is popular because of the graphic design, their user experience. So graphic design and user experience is must. One person is asking how to implement virtual keyboard for my BB Torch build. I not able to understand this question. Virtual, you have to write your own screen with all the layout design. You have to do it yourself. But in the Torch, if you click on it, the keyboards automatically comes. It supports. If you have a form, If you have a feed which is a text feed, then it automatically launches the keyboard when if the keyboard is not out. But if you take out the keyboard is out, then it goes away. Then you can just type it in. But you can create your own virtual keyboard if you want on your touch device. Similar to the iPhone or iPad, you can create your own. You have to create a screen class. You create a image buttons on it, and you can do it. You can have the key listener, keyboard listener. Yeah, right. I think I think my time is up. So I'll give it to our TechGeek moderator.
Thanks, Mr. Pradeep, for your session on getting started with BlackBerry app development. It was indeed an enlightening session. I would also like to thank our participants for their support in making this webinar a huge success. The recording of this webinar is available on techgeek.com by tomorrow. I'm glad to inform you that we are doing one webinar on project management in addition to the earlier series on project management. I'm sure this would make an enticing learning experience for you and for those who are in project management or aspire to be project managers. The topic is Prince to Project Management, Common Sense, Not Rocket Science. The speaker is Ms. Sonia Agarwal, Head of PMO at ST Microelectronics. So we are doing this session tomorrow, that is October 19, 2011 at 3 p.m. And the fourth session on mobile app development series is happening on coming Thursday, that is October 20. At the same time, starts at 3 p.m. The topic is on getting started with iPhone app development. The speaker is Mr. Amit Gupta, Senior Manager Software Development at Dell. So see you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you.